Through, and I think he wants to go for the match, but maybe a little bit risky. Does find the med kit. Is he going to find the time to pop it? Is this the final zone? I don't think he's going to be able to do that unless he really goes for the full heal off right here. Now, down on low ground, there's still so many people left alive, Shiloh. I mean, there are 11 players total, 7 do.
Jungle, no opportunity there for him to get any placements, unfortunately. One duo still needs to go down. Assault looking very healthy on AP and shield right now. Has a little bit more time to move through the storm. That storm taking 10 damage a second gives him about 8 to 9 seconds to move throughout without an elimination. Speaking of eliminations, Intangible goes down as Assault is now just freaking on everyone. Another shot coming in. Threats is getting eliminated. Can he keep it going? Has that low ground lair. It's very dangerous for the surprise factor. Davon getting that shot off, but it's not over yet. Creo and Nolan in a 1v1. Both their duos have gone down. Creo with the Superman launchpad on the height. Still has mats to answer with it as well. Starts taking the ticks of health first, but resets those ticks as Nolan has fallen under less HP. Creo with the high IQ launchpad and safety switch to stay in the storm and clinch out that game. Huge plays there. 3 eliminations. The victory royale. Creo, you can't do it better, Bella. You can't.
Creo just pulled off one of the most insane clutch launch pads I have ever seen, knowing exactly that Dusty Divot has these, kind of elevation changes. It goes up and then it goes down drastically. He knows there's builds up there. I can get up there and I can out-heal or outlast you as you have to make your way through all of that old fossil. Perfect play there from Creo, and that's why he's qualified in solos, right? So he's trying to do it now, trying to get double qualified and bring his teammate KiwiFace along with him.
We talk about qualified duos and solos. Sap and Zayt now, who also qualified for duos, are going to be looking at getting some more money and placement as well as they keep playing for these top spots for respect and practice as well. Slurp sticking on Sap. He does have a few more. They pick up an elimination. A lot of loot to work with now. Looks like they have excess mats as well. They're in zone. They could big up their base if they wanted to, make it a little bit bigger for more sightlines, or they could stay cool, calm, collected. One cool thing I see from low ground usually is if you stay a little bit more low key and then look for surprise shots where people don't expect it, that's where you can get those big picks. On height, it's always dope to, edit your walls, see if there's any advantage points, but with low ground, you usually have 1 or 2 angles, and you can get those pop-off moments there.
So Saf and Zayt, I've seen a little bit of on Zayt's Twitter about his strategies going into New York, talking about how he's trying to control his drop spot being Loot Lake. That's going to be one of the most interesting storylines in New York, being the fact that they claim Loot Lake to themselves, but we know how many duos are already dropping there. We know how many duos are already qualified in New York. So Zayt talking about, I'm trying to stop anybody else from being in there because he already has Sean and Aiden. He already has Mitra and Mongo. They're trying to claim Tilted, but they could come back to their old home the way they qualified.
The mind games from duos saying on Twitter, we might be taking this spot or that spot. The biggest theme for Worlds is going to be clashing of all these storylines. Everyone plays in their region. They know the rules, but that always gets flipped as Juxta gets flipped as well in the storm. He goes down. Easy Elam points picked up from Sap and Zayt.
Yeah, I do want to shout out real quick somebody who's been doing a lot of research on those clashes going into New York in solos. He put together all the drops. That's Arcane on Twitter. Absolutely amazing work. He just does that week in, week out. And now we really can look at a map and say, okay, we're going to see this, we're going to see that. And I can't wait for it. But you know what else I can't wait for? It's Fuzzy and Hogman. This is one of the teams that has had those, heartbreaking weeks, those heartbreaking moments, but also very positive, triumphant, because every week they're up there as Hogman picks up webs. Every single week they are getting so close. And we saw them up on the leaderboard of the points here. Hogman, you are crazy. He just went all the way up on high ground with the baller, and Fuzzy's doing the same too, but staggered because now, no, just barely. I thought he was going to take full high ground while Hogman fights from below. But what a crazy play there. They're all of a sudden in a really good position.
They talk about the use of ballers in competitive, but no one does it better, I think, than Hogman and Fuzzy. Hogman was the king of ballers coming in from solo. He's kind of given that knowledge to Fuzzy as well. The amount of time they can keep these ballers alive near the end of the circle. A rift coming out now, so they can once again reposition. Looks like their game plan is always zone 6 and 7. Fight for that height. Use your mats then. So if the balls don't work, we'll see if the rift to go can work. And it does almost, as Hogman gets that slow deploy, but pops off on Sean Claude from the back. We'll see if he can build up. Another shot coming in. The Sidewinder combat shotgun. We'll see if he can wall replace here. His enemy goes down lower towards the ground. Sean gets that elim, or Hogman gets the elim confirmed on Sean. Multi-layered high ground available as well for this duo.
Yeah, and I'm curious, okay, they are going to use the launch pad to get right back down. Actually, Fuzzy's going to go ahead and drop all the way down. He does have that glider redeploy, but one thing I'm noticing in their inventory, they have the chug splashes. We saw the play earlier from Famhood. So that is a possibility here in this game, but there's still so much to play, Shio.
The chug splash is one thing you can always bait and switch with. We saw that high ground PG fight about to happen, but instantaneously that heal off came in. We'll see what these duels can do with the utility they have. Brispy going for a nice utility play as his trap gives him some fruition, but he can't capitalize on getting those mats, ammo, or weapon upgrades because these guys have to move for the storm. Sometimes you can get those high priority elims down, but you won't be able to get everything out of them except for just the points, and it might make it so that you fall behind on tempo for the rest of the game, moving on positions.
Speaking of tempo, I love how Sherry here is not, full topping all the way through, but what he is doing is placing a floor and a cone on the bottom layer and making sure that if anybody's going to go below, I can make that edit. I can open up on you.
A lot of personalized styles from a lot of people. Powbro going down. We'll see Cherry actually moving behind his builds as his duo stays up. This is huge. 6 duos left alive now. 1 more placement point left. We'll see who's allowed to play and who is not going to get any placement points from this point onwards. Hogman on the high ground with Fuzzy, who's trying to wall replace. Once again, this genius type of split on height where one person, one target, so the other one goes and does the dirty work. Fuzzy in a dirty situation, but Hogman cleans it up. Very nice stuff there as they get that elim down. Big points available as well for these duels if they can keep getting these elims over and over again.
And I love how they collapsed directly on that player. As soon as they got both the cone and the floor, that player started full sending on them. They both came down and made sure that they would handle this, but making sure that they're also getting that victory royale. They're slowing down, splitting the materials, knowing exactly where that LX RI duo is going to be, but Fuzzy goes down. It's now all up to Hogman, maybe opening a little bit preemptively there, but it's still top 3 situation. They've earned all the placement points. Hogman's going to get revenge onto Cherry. There's still one more down below, but he has no match. Just fine. The siphon match right there, that's going to allow him to stay up just for a little bit longer, using the chug splash. Not yet using that slurp, but he sees an opportunity, does get a couple shots. Now it's a 1v1 down on low ground. Hogman can take his time or go full send, get the elimination. Yes, onto Brispy, and then finally onto Lotus. Hogman and Fuzzy take the victory royale with 20 points.
Options, options, options. Hogman just using the proper shots, using the proper heals. Zeke, what do you think about all this, man? How is this stuff getting so insane and more ramped up over and over again?
We knew for a while now that Hogmans and Fuzzy had it, and right then they just put all the pieces together. A massive 20-point game. Let's go.
Fuzzy Wuzzy doesn't care. Fuzzy Wuzzy will take all your points away and qualify for the World Cup. That should have rhymed. I apologize.
Sundown has long hair. There's the rhyme.
There you go.
All right, let's talk about some dope clips that you pulled for us.
Yes, let's take a look at some of the individual efforts that are coming out. I know it's duos week, but right now these guys are putting their partner on their backs. First, you can see Vivid, no mats, no partner, no problem. Picks up the first elim, then immediately gets the knock onto a rock. He gets the bare minimum of mats there, a little bit more, 18, and he's able to convert it into more. Gets the immediate pickaxe and then finds out GG's only Rigorth, not enough there. Frags his way into the top 10, and then he's still going. We hopped on board with him. He was at 2 elims, no mats, no partner. Now all of a sudden, 6 elims, 75 mats, has control of the mid-tarp, gets himself into that top 5 situation, almost single-handedly. Brilliantly done from the week 1 qualifier. It was a great effort and another great individual effort out of Assaults here. Drops down, puts the drum gun at mid-range to work, picking up branches, and then gets the upgrade to that legendary combat, and then he's gonna go to town with it. Finds Wordbro on the quick rotation through, and then doesn't let up, still picking people up inside the top 10 and sticking with it. This is how Innocence and Assault have made their plays. They've done it by fragging out and getting the elims, trying to be the only full controller duo. Shout out to Wolfies being the second controller player to make it so far to the Fortnite World Cup for the duos, and Assault just running down the low ground here. And again, this has been all without Innocence. We hopped on board. He was only on the 2 elims. He was able to get 5, 6 now, and then get himself into the top 5 as well. Just a brilliantly done play. And will the individual efforts be enough? Speaking of an individual effort, Creo with the nuts launchpad up onto the high ground, and then watch how he stays in the storm. We talk about every single interaction mattering, sometimes not even the interaction mattering, every single second, and just having 1 more second in the zone. He knows when it goes to full close, he's ready to challenge out. Brilliantly done, trying to get Lazarus a duo spot as well as their solo spot. Let's Blackies and Keys right now in the top spot, 57 points. The Young Calculator and Macwood just behind them with 56. And then Aroa and NPen currently in
Fortnite World Cup Online Open. We are in our last week, and we are knee-deep in the action in NA East. So let's get right back to the action. I mean, we're seeing crazy storylines right now. So many names are fighting for that top of the leaderboard. We just saw Hogman and Fuzzy clutch up big time. We see names like 72 Hours and Vivid, Aspect and Animal. They're all pushing the top of the leaderboard. So let's get right back into it. Gentlemen, I have Sundown and I have Zeke. Guys, take it away.
Boom. The original duo returns again.
You know us, you probably don't like us, but we're ready to get into the matches. NA East is on
for
its way.
yourself.
Week 10 going. I know everybody loves you, but
I was going to say everyone hates me.
Appreciating humor. The games are ready. Let's get into it. The back third of NA East. These are going to be the final, not quite the final match. We've still got a little bit to go. We still got a little bit of leaderboard to work through, but we're getting down to the wire in terms of the spot. Brazil is getting down there as well. We'll have those results when they're final, but only 5 spots left. And the Fortnite World Cup solos are done, and this will be the end of the duos as Bugga gets sent back to lobby right away. No wall replacement going on there, just a straight shot to the grill from Exis and Cease.
Well, you know, this is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But don't forget, guys, those thresholds, all right? Top 15, top 10, top 5 in the victory hour, the placement thresholds. Every elimination is a point. Very simple to remember. We're back in that dual format, and just like Sundown says, this is it. You know, this is the final opportunity for these players to punch their ticket to the finals in New York City. Don't forget that it's July 26th through the 28th. Don't miss it. Mark your calendars. We're going to be hanging out, having a great time, and watching some of the most competitive Fortnite we've ever seen in our entire lives right now. Aroa, looks like some people are trying to just be up in his airspace. He's not favoring it right now. He sends some shots out. Nothing quite connected yet, Sundown, but I think it's fun that we're all hanging out with our little slidey feets.
I really dislike. So I actually like box fights more when I have ice on my feet, because for some reason I've actually, like, I went back and looked, I win a higher percentage of them. I don't know if it's just because of the chaos or it throws my opponents off more, but in terms of rotating and all that, just absolutely dislike it. But Aroa and NPen getting pushed on by Destroy and his partner. Destroy will end up being converted over, but he's trying to disengage over. He knows Destroy is going to end up being picked up, is going for the revive on NPen right now as RJX pushes in, trying to get over towards his partner, but not going to be able to do it. As Frost and Devious keep putting pressure on him, Baldi-sama is directly above them as well. No shotgun in sight, Zeke.
That's probably why he's not taking this fight. He could easily get in that box, but I mean, if you're going to put an infantry rifle to work in that close range, you're probably not going to hit the shots, especially with a shallow magazine there. You probably just don't want to be taking those fights.
Well, it's so close range, it's not horrible, right? 44 to the chest, and then you have the 88 afterward. Oh my God! He uses it, he pushes it in the box, and he finds it. The back-to-back headshots. Dini gets sent down right away, and now Baldi knows he has that wall. He's trying to find the shot. Can he find it? No, instead gets ripped up into the sky. He's like, all right, I'll take a free rotation. Would have liked the shotgun, but a rotation will be nice, as you can now check out the backside of the storm. Ricardini, Assassin, FA Mark, Dodo Crunchy, and Orby all trying to make it over to that launch pad. Diego and Aiden just rotating on the low ground. The SH boys trying to find some room. No utility insight and hurting on Matt so far.
So you know what I've discovered is that I guess these players can just somehow hear me. So every time I say something that doesn't seem plausible, they just say, Zeke, hold my slurp juice. Watch this. So that's why I basically said that. I was like, there's no way. Oh. And, you know, I was wrong. Niddle there picked up, though, and, of course, he's going to be confirmed there because that's going to keep Aiden alive. That extra siphon going to make the difference.
And then the storm actually moving back over across from him when he's in kind of a tough position from the metal. Will now have to rotate away, but isn't going to be forced out. And with just above 70 effective HP, that's going to be huge. Got to chuck out the stinks to try and get whatever ticks he can. Those players are all super low, and he drops down. He gets Cameron in JG. Can he find the other player? Casker gets ticked over as well. That's 1, that's 2. He gets the knock there. He needs to find the conversion. Can he find the siphon? He did. 49. He needs to find the zone, though. 1, 2, 3. You can't miss the power point. Oh! The siphon again. That was his knock, which means he gets into the zone. 19 HP. And Jezel TTV takes him down. give him a follow there, as Psalm and Symmetrical are the only ones up on the high ground. The rest of the lobby is going to have to go up against Old Man Mountain as Aspect begins his climb. So does Exus. Tendons and Nolan's directly behind him as we're closing in on the top 10. Z-Laner picks up Funded, and Nolan actually gets a knock onto Psalm, which I'm assuming is from knocking out the high ground. So I'm not sure anybody's up there. Yep, high ground is now gone. Aspect and Animal own it.
12 players, 8 duos, top 5 is the next threshold. You've got a player down below using that campfire, trying to keep themselves alive right now in Aspect. And you know, his dual partner Animal, like you said, they've got the high ground advantage. This is huge. It depends on where we're going, but look at Animal's HP. Bottom left right now, critical condition. Laner there is going to be picked up, and on 106 over on the dome of that player. Aspect only gets traded out for 38.
He wants to go aggro on him. He knows where that player is, knows he's on the backside. He's looking to find it. How deep did he disengage down? Can I go find it as Symmetrical? Picks up Bambi for Pyronic, and we're going to have our top 5. So now it's Stony and Crunchy on the low ground. Tendons and Forwards on the tarp beneath. Aspect and Animal on ultimate high. Tendons and Nolan are in your bottom right-hand corner. Aspect and Animal in the top right. You can see all the rest of the action on the left-hand side as Stony does end up actually forcing down Nolan. Tendons goes to try and challenge, is able to find it, and then Stony gets knocked as well. But the high ground's going to be the difference as Tendons is doing everything he can to remain in the zone, and he found it 10 HP, but it's not going to matter. Aspect picks it up. That's the 4 elims plus the victory round, 14 points going over, pushing them up to 53. That's why they were up there on the leaderboard. The favorites coming in after all the warm-ups kind of fell off, but Aspect has been rolling, and they're trying to make it again. This is week 10. Oceania is done. Asia is done. Europe is done. And we're in the back half of NA East. It is time to put up or stay at home. The trips to New York City are on the line, and Bizzle and Demo want to be there together. Of course, Bizzle qualifying in week 1, but he wants to be playing with Demo on that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to try and get your dual partner into the finals, right? This is going to be one of the most insane events, I think, ever, right? And if you're Ghost Bizzle, who's already qualified, you're thinking, I've got to try and get my dual partner there. Demo, we've got to make it there. And, you know, they've come close. They haven't put it together yet, but...
I think they came probably about as close as any other guys. I've told this story a couple times.
Yeah, you have.
And I think it was week 4 or week 6. No, it was week 6. There was one Shadow Bomb rotation when they were in 16th place, where they popped the window and 2 guys were staring at them, just waiting for the door to come out, and they both got lasered, and a half second later, somebody else went down. So that would have been the points. That would have been enough to push them over the top. And that's when we talk about every little moment mattering, every decision sometimes being the difference. That is the prime example. But Virus QT does get picked up, and Bizzle and Demo are going to look to make a case here. Kind of hurting in terms of utility, but positional-wise, not in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, ammo is looking pretty sparse, right? Just a mag and a half in the AR. There are a few rounds with the flintlock, a few slugs there for the combat, not much in the way to work with. Look on the other side, though. Vivid. He is 2 boxes away. Now, 72 is in critical condition. Take a look, and look at this. 5 total builds.
No shields on either of them. Like, they have less than 100 effective HP. They do have a rift, but you don't want to go skyward unless you're going late, and it can guarantee you placements. But you also don't want to be caught out in an awkward rotation here. They can't afford to tarp. You either have to go right away, or it goes super late and just pray nobody looks in your direction, which for somebody, they're sitting on 50 points. Can he find 1, 2, 3? But the 16 isn't going to be enough. They desperately needed it, but now attention is drawn their way. 72 is going over. You see the combat swiveling towards them. It's Lotus directly above, Predator on the backside, and they're going to go late. They're going to go late, and they're going to pop and just hang out and hope nobody looks skyward, because 1 AR bullet will drop 72, 2 will drop Vivid, but right now everyone else is worried about rotating. And there it goes, skyward, and he knows it's white. All of a sudden, Vivid goes straight.
Oh my God!
Box, can he find it?
Oh!
Mateos gets dropped. That could be the difference. They have all the mats. They have the mid-tarp. They need to drop down and get more, though. They need the campfire. They need all the resources. You see,
on the right.
Vivid is down. You have to cover your sides. Vivid is down. 72 has to clutch up, but he's taking ticks. He's over in the storm. You can see him there, dead middle of your screen, and he is down outside of the top 15. But look in the bottom left, Ninja in reverse still up. Bizzle and Demo, Artsy and Midas, Sean, Claude in the middle as well. And hello, Burst SMG, first time I think we've seen that. All cast, Bizzle puts it to work right there.
Every single weapon, every single form of utility, everything in the hands of these players that are playing the top 0.001% will be lethal.
I mean, Bizzle doesn't even need to use weapons sometimes to be successful. We've seen him, you know what, I'll give him a shout out for the memery, but like, in the end, it's really impressive doing that. You don't expose yourself to risk, but the fact that he's still going out and trying to make plays with the impulses and the turrets, like, that's when you know somebody's on another level for the solos competition. But Cartier Cole and Cartier Chris looking skyward, drops everyone, and he turns back. Cool guys don't look at explosions as 1-2 tick over right there. Really heads up play.
Unfortunately, they're not going to get the materials and ammo, but still, 2 eliminations, 2 points on the board, and pushes them into top 15. You like to see it. The lobby is going to continue thinning out. Now, keep in mind, top 10 is that next placement threshold. That's where their next aim is. You've got someone up in the sky trying to challenge. Germ, I'm so sorry. You have been eliminated.
Hogman goes down, but was inside the top 10, so he got the 5 points. Bizzle and Demo are still up as well on the mid-tarp as shots are raining down from Chris and Cole. They're doing so well. Bizzle and Demo both go down outside the top 5. No more points there for the vaulted duo, and now Janik picks up dimes. We have our top 10 as top 5 as Cherish is inside of it. Reverse and Ninja still on the low ground. Lotus with a great slide around. Reverse with an even more heads-up play. Ninja's in your bottom right. Cartier Cole in your top right. Janik and Stowe on the mid-tarp as we have a 2v2v2. RPGs are coming out. Can they catch it? They catch it right away. Player gets dropped down. Ninja in reverse make quick work of him, but then Ninja catches the rocket right on his face. Can he find some time? Watch Ninja in the bottom right. Cartier Cole in your top right now. You can see Reverse trying to get an angle to support him. Cole has got the RPG reloaded, begins to work top down. Ninja continuing to tarp himself out. Did have enough room.
No.
Reverse went to the sky. Are they going to look up while Ninja tries to get them distracted? Now they're looking downward as Ninja is distracted. This is the split from Reverse. Gets blasted out of the sky. Interesting call as Reverse now gets dropped to Ninja. Make the play. The clutch is on him. Gets cracked back 17 HP, but now he has the high ground with Shadows. Needs to pop minis if he can get the room. A siphon would be huge, and it's not going to happen. Chris and Cole shut down Reverse and Ninja. 8 elims in the victory royale, pushing them up to 45 points.
Man, that was, you know, I respect the play for sure, but hindsight is 2020. That's all I'm going to say about that. Next game, here we go. You got E11 Heart there in the center screen. 33 players, 19 duos remain. So we're pushing the very stretches here of the lobbies. You know, more often in finals day we've seen dense lobbies, upwards of 50 people, upwards of 30 duos remaining, and that is not the case because today is the difference. Today is your opportunity to qualify for finals in New York City, and that's all these players have worked for. 10 weeks, they put it all on the line, giving everything they've had, and they're looking to make the difference today.
As B-Hegs gets some great shots out there. B-Hegs being known as one of the players who actually played across region a ton pre-World Cup when that was allowed, and he won money over in Europe, actually multiple times. Just a real good kind of high execution style player. First time I've seen him with Heart, so really interested, but they're up at 51 points. Like, they're challenging and they're within striking distance. And also, like, I want to give a huge shout out right now to all of the players who played and competed. Thank you so much from like the bottom of my heart, being able to cast this, analyze this, work on this show, watch you guys develop and continue to grow and do such cool, awesome gameplay stuff, and continuing to push the limits of Fortnite and grinding it out, whether it's the practice or every single one of these tournament windows, playing through holidays, getting the support of your family and your friends, and pouring all of your heart and soul into this. It means genuinely the world to me, and it is so much fun to watch you guys just push this game to its very limits. So thank you for making our job just so awesome and so easy as we're into the final moments of NA East. Less than 45 minutes on these queues. Again, you get 3 hours or 10 matches, whichever comes first, and then you are done. So 40 minutes left to queue, and then the World Cup experience is over for those in the East.
That's right, and the next step would be the World Cup Finals. But here we go, man. Hopping in, you see Keys on and Slacks. Looks like the HP is okay, but let's take a look at that loadout. It's looking pretty good. I'd be curious to see what Keys has, because Slacks is pretty stacked. Like, obviously, if he had like 3 more Shadow Bombs, an extra 2 rifts, or an extra rift, excuse me, to have 2, that'd be great. But even Keys' loadout's not bad either.
Yeah, lots of rotation. They're going to look to play safe here. They see everyone around them rifting over. The pressure plant rotation is not necessarily a fun one. And I know there's also kind of a general, I want to say conspiracy theory, where the circles are forced to go over mountains or changes in verticality. I can 100% confirm that is not true. The way the kind of like the storm works, there's a minimum and maximum distance for how far it can move from the current circle, and that's it. There's no like predetermined path or all that, so I will just absolutely eliminate that conspiracy theory. But now Slacks is trying to eliminate his opponent in the box. Hello? Ezro gets headed in, and the fact is they're wearing the exact same skin as well, and so is the other duo. Might have been a moment of confusion there. That's what can happen, but a brilliant pickup from Slacks and Keys, who are trying to make their push for qualification. That Elim gets them into the top 15 as well. 8 Elims, 11 points so far from this match, and Keys is looking to do everything they can. We've seen them, Zeke. They're at the top, and they keep it up.
Just having the same skin is probably what made the difference, because you saw the player for a moment react and maybe take a shot, and they were like,
oh,
wait, not
the vertical ceiling trap is so good because the stair got put in the place, but you're only going to block it if you're on the lower side of it. Knew they'd both been on that and just was able to wiggle past the shots into the other box. His teammate editing that one at his back. That's what good duos do.
Now Cross, I mean, his duo is gone. That's it. He's by himself. But look, he's trying to make at least top 10 at minimum. There you go. He's held on. He's now in top 5.
Yeah, the Dominican.
Or top 10.
Saturno being picked up. We saw him in the winter out trying to represent, but Vizitel gets picked up, and B-Hegs up on the high ground, completely uncontested. So the guys you want to keep your eyes on right now are B-Hegs and then Slacks and Keys. They're the ones who are trying to make a push for qualification. What happens to them is what matters here. All the rest of the players playing for their shot at the prize money, but those duos are in contention for a World Cup spot. B-Hegs picks up Snappy on the high ground. Jaw is able to get Stainless, and Cross is trying to find some sides. Drags gets picked up as well. The top 5 is going to be huge. Knock comes through because of the stink, and we get close to that top 5.
There it is. Top 5 has been achieved. Now look at this. We are moving. There's only a single duo left in this lobby. Everyone else is a solo rider. Another person has been eliminated. Look at this. Cross is just trying to cross up these players, finding the elimination. That's Keys!
Yeah,
he shuts him down!
Slacks and Keys were the last duo, but Keys is now knocked into straight solos competition from here.
All coming down to the wire. Look at Cross's HP, though. He can top back up to 100 shield, but his HP is going to make the difference. You see HK down below. He immediately gets picked up. Again, like Sundown talked about, Bags and Slacks. These are the 2 players to keep your eyes on, and that is, they are 2 of the 3 players left. Cross is the meat in this sandwich right now. He does not want to be here. Bags has all of the HP advantage in the world. And now look at this. Cross, he knows Slacks is close. He doesn't know how much HP he's on. He knows Beggs is up top, keeping him pinned down. And look at Slacks is trying to close
Slacks
down.
has no mats. Slacks has absolutely no mats. Watch how he's walking around. He has nothing. He's just running through the open. B-Hegs just lasered him right there. Cross needs to get the edit on him, and he does. Cross will pick that up. B-Hegs should be able to close this out because Cross is on no mats now. B-Hegs Elim gets the victory royale. 65 points for B-Hegs and Hart. That's what I'm talking about. Keys and Slacks, those are the moments. Cross getting the Elim and B-Hegs closing it out. If the Keys and Slacks are able to get that, that could be the difference. But with every single interaction mattering, these are the exact moments, the ones that will impact who is sitting there, and we're going to get right into a next match. You can see Lavish, Vivid, 72 hours, Ninja, Reverse, pick whoever you want. 53 points right now for the Liquid duo. Make it 54 once they convert onto C-Leo. There is no quad crasher flying in this zone around Vivid in 72. No flight zone. They'll swat you down.
Man, look at where we are, man. Gus, it depends on where we go from here. The effective play space is going to get very funky very, very quickly. You can see, if you're looking in the bottom right, there's already some of that blue area. Remember, that's the edge of the mountain. So that space, you could build off of the side of the mountain, but you don't want to be doing that.
When in doubt, throw a grenade. Golden Boy is so proud. He got another one. That's a double for him. 5 eliminations. Now, the question is, can they loot goblin it? Can they get all of that? Because they saw other splodes go to it. Bizzle had been pouring in splodes. They want to get all of this because this is 3 teams worth of loot on the side of the zone. They have literally can open a whole anything. Like everything is wholesale. You want medkits, you want shields, you want ammo, you want mats. The Liquid Boys got it right now.
This is going to just like absolutely increase their potential of winning this game, right? They've got it all. Their loadout is looking so good, and now with that Rift to go, all the upgrades, you've got a combat shotgun right there sitting outside. I hope that they've potentially picked that up.
They're both already rocking them. Like, you can tell. They was like, people complain about, come on, you got combats laying everywhere. These guys will leave it. What do you mean they need them? No, I'm just kidding. Come on, guys.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that.
No, I'm not funny. It's fun. But now you can see what they want to do is they are on the far side of this zone. They're not really sure where players are. They're actually, if you look in the bottom right-hand side, there's about 3 duos in between them and the zone, so they're going to opt for an early launch pad, but they're so far away, it's not really going to give them as much distance as they hope. Maybe getting to 50-50, but they're still going to have to vertical up. You can see Vivid on the left-hand side getting ripped as Ninja is now trying to 90 his way upwards / double ramp, but he's getting ripped. Hey, Shadow Bombs, rift. Don't hold on to him. It's not worth taking all the chip. Pop a shadow, get over, get safe. We've seen it before. Oh, no, got the chugs going up, and yep, they're just going to up. Well, they're so close. You can see in the bottom right,
they
desperately want to build in. They don't want to burn it right now, but they use so much of those resources. I think it would have been worth a shadow. But now look at that stack right there. Demo, Bizzle, Chap, Poach, Ninja, Reverse, Instinctual on that side. That is one heck of a side of a mountain.
There is just so many high-profile players that we have seen. And now, look, like you said, man, now they have to burn things like the Slurp, right? I completely agree. They probably should have used the Rift. But, like, it's better to use it than lose it, you know?
As long as they had enough to get themselves back up, not losing the effective HP, like, they're going to be fine. They have a good side of the zone. It's worth holding the material for there. It's just, you get a critical mass point, right? Like, if Ninja gets one more headshot on him, somebody's going to pour a stick grenade at him, or they're going to spend more resources. As now he's trying to fight Chap. He gets the knock. That was a 36 and a 72 with a little bit of fall damage. Will they be able to aggress right there? That's Chap and Poach trying to get out. They also have priority on the zone. If you look at the bottom right, the entire lobby has to rotate past Ninja and Reverse.
Here we
go.
And
they have the Rift, and here it goes. You can see the side of the racetrack, better known as Gus, because, you know, it spells out G-U-S.
You know, I feel like there's a lot of people that didn't know that. Welcome. Now you know. But here we go. The rotations begin. And so now this is, like you said, Reverse and Ninja, they just got to sit here, wait for people to make mistakes, like that person in the baller, just start cracking and attacking the resources they have, whether that be HP, shields, rifts, materials, the likes.
They need elims. They need elims to catch up right now. They need a big game. They need big shots, and that's what Ninja is capable of. You see the number of rifle rounds he's putting in, but not quite connecting onto eliminations is going to end up being a big factor because they need all the points if they want to be in New York City. They don't care about anything else. They want to be on that stage. Reverse will already be there, but Ninja wants to own it as well as Luke gets picked up. They're going to make the effort here. They're in a prime position to do it. Side of the zone, still have a Shadow Bomb apiece and the Rift as we're closing in on top 15.
And Poach goes down just outside of that top 15 range, so no placement points. Hopefully his dual partner is still alive. We got to hope right now.
Yeah, but Chap is still in. Chap is still in.
Yeah, okay. So now, I mean, Ninja is a laser beam, right? If he gets set up, he's going to just shut people out, right? He's going to rip them to shreds just like that. Finds another one. He just needs the positioning. Now he's going to start rotating the Rift. Perfect. Yes, I love this.
Well, because they don't need to worry about getting caught in that fracas right there. The number of players who made it out of that, it doesn't matter how good you are. Out of the 5 duos who were in that situation, 2 made it out. 1 rifted, the other 2 shadow bombed, right? Everyone else got picked up. So using that utility in that circumstance to get another opportunity is fine. Proximity launcher into the common tack from Demo, and the Ghost Boys get themselves into the top 10 as well. They're making a push for it. 50 points, 5 elims, 5 placement points so far. Proximity grenade launcher is out from Pizzle. It's fantastic. It's basically a guaranteed 70 chip right now, and they're looking for it. Demo trying to find whatever angle he can, pushing through. Top 5 is the next place in threshold. Arsley drops down directly in front of boxes, go out, and a great combo shot. That is teamwork if I've ever seen it from Bizzle and Demo, and the Ghost Boys are now into the top 5.
9 players left. They could very well push for this victory royale. Vivid gets picked up, and look who's on the high ground. Reverse and Ninja, they're still here. You got, oh no! He gets cracked there, and look, DMO is down as well. But it's okay. Bizzle has been in situations like this. Now the question is, what are Ninja and Reverse going to do? They get cracked, and look,
the proximity launcher is going huge. He just got one. Oh no! Reverse dropped down, and he challenged it. That was so good. So much happened so fast. Okay, so Bizzle was trying to put the proximity launchers up towards the high ground. He got 2 different 70 ticks, but they were on 2 separate targets. So Ninja just stayed up while Reverse dropped down. The pints came through, but they were able to close out. Just such a good finish out there from Reverse and Ninja, clawing their way back into contention. Let's throw it back in the studio to Bala, because I am way too excited right now.
Hey, we're all excited, Sundown. What a crazy game. I mean, we already knew that 72 Hours and Vivid were in contention, but 2 more teams adding their names to the list of people who are fighting for that spot in New York. I'm joined by Shia. We're going to go ahead and get through some of the action that we just saw and break it down. Shia, what you got for me?
Absolutely. We got a few plays here from different angles, multiple different things happening. Vivid on that desperation jump pad. Going to be looking over, looking down, seeing and placing his pivot spots on where he wants to look. Height kind of pressures him to go down, finds out that someone's not building, gets an easy sneak around. The timing is crucial here. He waits for other people to mat out so that individual has a certain sight line. The RPG by Cartier over here. He's going to not build, make sure the other enemies cannot connect up, then build up afterwards to make sure he maximizes on that fall damage, which is genius because then they have free height and can focus on the rest of the game. When this game starts progressing as well, we have a lot of shots coming off, both duos looking at different angles of the entire map, but supporting when possible. Not too much tunnel visioning happening with the RPG either. Cartier is very dynamic in terms of switching towards his combat shotgun and helping out there as well. The RPG is only coming out once a lot of builds have actually developed in the actual server. A nice quick split there for Rockets to make sure the pressure is always on, and now using those free range RPGs, which is really, really dope. Gets a lot of damage on the rest of the server rather than pressure on everyone else that's over there as well. Finally getting that big pop off on Ninja right here. Slacks going in. It's kind of enabled him to have the rest of his game available. He sneaks in with a shadow and stays right next to his enemies. You can see there his crosshair positioning kind of baits out one shot going for the finish, but then waiting for his enemy to peek through and getting a big elim off right there, making sure they have that box up. He's on point right here. Cross is going to start fighting B-Hegs on height. B-Hegs goes for a nice split here. We'll see it from the other angle. He builds up and kind of stays on a 50-50 spot, goes right, then gets that drop down on Cross, maximizing the time for the zone coming in and everything else in general as well near that end game.
Yeah, so that's crazy, and that is actually going to lead Slacks and Keys up into that top spot with 74 points. But man, there are so many names here. I mean, this is literally a who's who. Shio, this list of names is crazy.
Absolutely. B-Hegs as well, who got that nice clinch at the end there as well, bumped them up all the way to 65 points over here. My bad, I was standing in the way there. Zayt and Saf are also up here as well. They've qualled though. There are the top 3 who haven't yet, so it's going to be very exciting to see if they can hold up. Calc and Macwood were also up top near the beginning there as well. The point differential, 74 to 60. It's 14 now. That's almost, 2 big placement games. So some people are going ahead and leaving people behind in the dust, but these big clinches can shuffle things around, which is absolutely happening right now. A lot of people going top 5, bottom 5, top 5, bottom 5.
And I'm reading a lot of the social media comments and comments on Reddit. Specifically, a lot of people are getting excited about B-Hegs and Heart because not only did they have a semi-performance that was historic in terms of winning 4 games in a row, but they're doing it again here today. They have an average placement of something like 7. So that's ridiculous, and it's still shaping up. We've got about half an hour to go still in the queues. But I mean, there's so much more to play, Shio. There's so many names on here that we know have the potential to move into New York.
Absolutely. That Dubs and Mega game all the way back when they popped off, got all the way up 2 big 20-point games. It can happen as well. We'll see what happens when we get into these games.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into the games. We're going to do just that. Back with Sundown and Zeke. Guys?
Thank you guys so much. Can we everyone collectively just take a moment
Hashtag Fortnite World Cup.
and just appreciate that Shy was covering up the things and then took a step back and was like, oh, my bad, I'm covering up the stands. That was just the best thing ever. And when he said that... took the step back, everyone here laughed. You couldn't hear it, but it was just the most wonderful thing ever. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send Shy Wager some love. He is the best, and it's so awesome to have him here. But more Fortnite action up on deck, Sundown.
Yeah, and actually, so I'm going to kind of blame production on that one. Just going to call it in my ear. He told him to take a step to his right. You know, stage direction.
Come on, Alex.
Come on. So you know what? Hashtag World Cup. Give all the love to Shy Wager and give all the hate to Alex Punch. He's on Twitter as well, but that was his fault. Not setting our boy up for success, but Shy Wager has been fantastic so far today. No hashtag blame punch. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Give the love to Shy Wager, popping in, doing fantastic with his first breakdown in front of the screen, and now we're on board here with Niddle and Kasker, who got off to a really good start, but have kind of slowed down now, hanging out at 38 points. But again, anybody can pop off at any point in time. Right now, we've seen its lower 60s to get in, 65 and 63 being the mark, which is with a bunch of people being in contention like they were just talking about. Dubs and Mega have popped off in the back-to-back 20s. Stompy and Tashinkin did it today. Anything is possible, but you need to do it now.
That's right. I mean, you still have time, right? It just takes...
I mean, 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean... game in one more.
Yeah, unless you're dropping for elims and you're dropping just bukus of them, in which case, I mean, I don't know how you're doing that.
We haven't seen that be successful. Like, generally, once it ends up going through, like, yes, some of those quote-unquote W key games, like, people can get, like, some efficiency out of them. But,
yeah, but
9 times out of 10, those pop-off games are when people are going for the hard super aggro, trying to burn a couple games, and then somebody else is winning all of those engagements and then gets the victory royale as well, a.k.a. Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, a.k.a. Dubs and Mega.
Yep.
Like, it is the prime example of it.
Yeah, man. And I'm just feeling, I guess the word would be bittersweet. Like, this is such a bittersweet ending to, you know, everything. 10 weeks of this, and now this is the final 30 minutes here of...
No such thing as bittersweet. This is all hype, baby. This is what it's about.
Wait,
you can see it.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Well, we'll talk about this later. Anyway, yes.
Excuse me?
I'm going to ask you a question. I feel dumb asking this on the air. This is just classic
Is this the first time ever, or?
No, this was a really dumb question. This is classic Zekism. Anyway, who cares? Baldi-sama, Destroy here. They've got no eliminations up on deck right now, but that's okay. 35 players still in the lobby. Plenty to feast on.
Hey, can we appreciate this tarping real quick?
Very good.
That was very precise. However, the only thing, like, yes, you have to tarp like that, but with the number of ballers rotating on the low ground, you aren't overly threatened, and you've just burned all but... no, now you're out of mats. So now you have 0 mats. So yes, you tarp to zone, but how much were you actually threatened now? As Macwood and Calculator up on a high ground fight with Kasker and Niddle. Kasker takes Calculator out, but Macwood then gets the return there. Calculator will end up going down. Macwood does catch himself. Player directly to his right is just going to disengage. That's how you do it. Down 1, over 1. Brilliantly done from Macwood to just get out of dodge, trying to keep his tournament hopes alive. You see him sitting on 61 points. Minigun going to work, but Macwood gets the 85 and then just leaves. Honestly, I would have stuck with that one, but now going to drop down and throw himself into the low ground. Only 4 more builds left. Needs to make a play. Instead gets lit up. No more builds left. And KD is going to take him down. That is huge.
But he was top 15, so that's okay. 3 points out of placement. That is going to make the difference later on. Now, let's watch this elimination be in the top left. Light up like a Christmas tree. Aroa is going to be eliminated now there. We're going to see this lobby get cut in pretty much half.
Pickaxe the ball.
Do it.
You can see him kind of going for it. Actually, not really. He's going for the shot, but the boost headed it out. But I'm telling you, go watch Creo's VODs. He does it fantastically. You will get elims off with that credit. That player does not deserve to just passively hang out there. There is something you can do to put him out there. The only thing you have to be careful of is if they drop out and hit you as you pickaxe. But that being said, give it a try sometime.
That's
maybe not in the
timing,
Fortnite World Cup when you're going through, if it's your last time tried it out. But if you're just in a regular arena game or a regular solo or duo, give it a go, as Davon and Fernando are going to look skyward. Another duo in contention, sitting at 52 points right now as Roat goes down to tendons. Owen gets picked out of the sky. These two skeet shooting their way through.
And now everyone is down below. We got a campfire going. Just make sure we keep topped off as best as possible. Top 10, another round of placement points, and they're just going to continue sending shots down below. They want more eliminations. They need more eliminations. We're so close. You see, look at this. Owen gets picked off. Kesbik gets picked off. Look at everyone else down below. Symmetrical, Psalm, Cowboy, Owl, Blue Tea, Rogue Shark, Threats. I mean, there's so many. You said it earlier, a who's who. But now, how do we attack this, right? The next threshold is top 5. Do you think these players have to go aggro? Do you think you have to lay it on the line? Unfortunately, Baldy, Sam, and Blue Tea are picked when I'm asking my question. It all ends for them. And don't forget, man, we still have the 30-minute queue time, and we're hopping into these games kind of like throughout. So for all we know, this game has already happened. You gotta hope they can go back in. Flossin! No!
V2 for the end. Everyone has a buddy. It's 4 duos riding it out. Kyle ends up getting taken down, so now we have one solo hanging out on the low ground. That's Ceza. Cowboy and Owl left. You have Psalm and Symmetrical on the mid tarp. Fernando on the high ground in the top right. Owl and Cowboy on the lower tarp in the bottom right hand. You can see that double ramp towards the side. There is a flip knock out in Cowboy's hands right now. Owl is looking for the side. Flip knock from Cowboy to get the side hop, going for the zone back. Fernando and Davon try and loop around. Cowboy does find the zone. Owl is still tracking the zone as well. Symmetrical goes to challenge. Owl picks someone up. Davon drops down and is putting the pressure onto Cowboy, and he finds that one. Will get the siphon. Owl gets the flank onto Davon, but Fernando covering him. I don't know if you were watching that on the wide side, but the way they covered each other's angles was so freaking good right there. Fernando and Davon, 8 elims, the victory route, 18 points. That'll rocket you up the standings, 62 for them.
I'm glad you called that out, because just the way they were like dissecting everyone left in that lobby, just tearing through all of them, forcing them into uncomfortable positions, you know, they were dictating the tempo of that game, and that's what led to the victory out for them. Massive props, but more action on deck. You got TSM Commandant and High Sky.
And shout out to Commandant right before this was actually typing in his password and typed it in wrong too many times, so locked himself out of his account. we helped him out with that, and we got it resolved, but that was one of the funnier panic message I've ever received from a player. That was a very, very interesting one there.
If it's going to happen.
Account security, first things first, and, you know, sometimes you fat finger a password 1, 2, 3, 7, 19 times, and then get locked out for a couple hours. But nothing doing there, sitting right around 50 points in contention. Glad you could get the games now. Elixir and Maze, Billy going up on the side there. However, the rest of the lobby is looking towards them. Neff will get the conversion on that with some help from Isu. So, and Maze is just going to get whatever mats he can from that and pick his loadout. 63 effective HP, but does have all those Maze now.
Yeah, but look at this. The lobby is turning on Maze. You saw the first elim come through, and now everyone's like, okay, we know someone else is down low. They're probably in a tough spot right now. He's going to get a little breathing room, which is really going to make the difference. And now he's got to figure out what he needs to do to hit top 15. Those placement points are vital because they're sitting on no eliminations right now.
Yeah, you have to get to top 15. If you're in a match for this long, if you 15 plus minutes kind of in it, looting, getting in the late game, having a decent loadout in terms of weaponry, you have to make something happen out of it. Benny does get picked down there from Maze, so good shots going over with that epic AR and then able to cover himself up. But he needs to find a spot where he isn't being focused as much. He's burning so many of his key mats when he has no rotational tools, just trying to keep himself safe, which shouldn't be a priority right now. You should be safe.
Got TJ up above him, but now let's get a better lay of the land from down below. Look at all these players, Hornet Tickers, just to name 2 very quickly. I want to see what their loadout looks like. What is going on with them? You've got Chug Splashes, you've got a single Shadow, a single Mini. You know, one of everything. Sure, why not? They also have the launch pad. Oh, okay. This is a little bit disastrous.
No, launch pad into another launch pad. That's what he meant to do. Is the secondary launch pad. Gonna go find Hornet right away, who qualified in week 9, was also a player who played in week 2 of the summer skirmish. Shout out to him. Was kind of a big jump starter for his competitive career going on there. But as a player who kind of really breaks it down analytically. He went through, looked at his point layout, saw like, hey, I wasn't getting enough from elims. I need to go more aggressive. I have no problem with my placements, but I need to be throwing myself in the middle. And he wants to do that. He wants to put himself in the middle of the action, just like you see right here, getting aggro, getting the pickup on the WBG Blake K, and then popping the rift and out of dodge. Well done from Tickers and Hornets to get some control there, but now they need to be careful because they're drawing fire from TJ and COD Genesis.
Down below, you see High Sky right now going toe-to-toe with other people. Trev gets cracked. Beach there from Go Crazy gets destroyed. Look at all these players. It's still so tight. There's 33 players left right now, 20 duos, and we're in Storm Circle 7. This is easily one of the most dense lobbies we've had all day, and now Ticker's going to use that Shadow Bomb, start his rotations, and just try to link back up with Hornet.
And one thing I'm going to nitpick here on Tickers, pop your Shadow Bomb as late as possible, because the time you're in the air, that counts. So if you're falling...
Oh, the trap
players!
Oh my God!
Okay, Zeke, he was just busting his balls.
I'm gonna get up and walk away.
Gets him so close to the top 15. A brilliantly done executed. That's what I'm talking about. Don't let him roll to the placement points. Go aggro on him, hit some shots. You can take advantage of them if the players don't rotate correctly. And brilliantly done there. Top 15 now coming out. And Maze doing so well from the earlier situation we saw him in. He was pinned against the side of the mountain. Now into the top 15. Zeke, you talked about it. He was looking for those placement points. He got it and 2 elims.
I mean, he's probably wants more, right? Every single interaction we talk about this. You always want more, just like me. I always want more ice cream. But every interaction does matter. Everything that these players decide to do, everything that happens is going to affect the standings directly, right? Are you eliminated? Did you get shots over on the person? Did you confirm that person? Did you have to burn a slurp or rift early? Like, these are all going to make the difference. Look at this, a third elimination, and he's pushing.
Ooh.
Oh my!
I thought he was just gonna crash.
Oh my God!
Anyway, call me Nostradamus right there as he got him. No way. Won't predict anything like that again. But Maze brilliantly job getting himself up to 40 points. Might not be necessarily in qualification range, but that is a nice bump in the payday for the double prize money week. Don't forget, $2 million spread all the way across all the regions and down a decent amount of the placements as well. We want to make sure everyone gets rewarded for their time and their effort over the course of these 10 weeks. You all are amazing. Whether you got to play on a Saturday, got to play on a Sunday, will be playing in New York City or whatever. We appreciate your time and your effort as we're into the top 10.
Mastoris picks up, especially coming out of Maze. Again, Mastoris is a legend in the community, gets cracked. Scientist, excuse me, downed as well to erupt Void's duo. And
so that's Slade's, and then the other one is Void's.
Okay, so
yes.
it's just
so
they're swapping names.
Yeah, super fun with that one. Definitely not confusing at all, as Tickers and Hornets are working top down. They're in your top right.
That was Diggy.
Not Orange got Diggy. He's in your bottom right, as Tickers finds not Limes as well. Limes and Oranges, the fruit, are getting abandoned right now as we have a straight up solos match. Top 5, make it a top 4. Tickers on the high ground, Orange on the tarp beneath, Slade's down there, and High Sky on the ultimate low ground. Voids, Slade's goes to challenge Orange. Orange gets shots into him. Can he get the conversion? And he does. And gets zoned back. Ticker's still up on ultimate high, but needs to be careful because Orange is putting shots at him. Drops directly in front of High Sky. Gets the 180 and finds it. The zone is full close. Tickers on the high ground. And the chug splashes. Let it be known. Can he find the shot? He wants it, and he gets it as well. Gets the Elim credit. No, Hornet got it. It was his partner, so they will get the point. Pushes them up to 61. They're in contention. Man. They're in striking distance. And the chug splashes, again, changing those full circle close interactions.
We had one clutch play with the chug splash so far, and there another Tickers with his dual partner Hornet clutching up big in style with the new chug splash. We do have a update on actually what happened in Brazil. Shayo, it is the last chance that these players had to qualify, and they worked so hard. We had the look in, but we also have the players, I should say, the duo team who's going to make it to Brazil. Let's take a look at these standings.
Absolutely. So, up top, Own and King qualifying for duos. Okay, that is huge. King has been grinding a lot to get up top. There are multiple Kings up there, but he tried really hard in solos. I believe he qualified when Nyx qualified as well. Now he's up top, double qual for solos and duos. This is huge. Up top as well, though, Clipnode, who recently qualified for solos, came third, which is still a lot of prize money with that double up across the entire world. Nothing, No Name, also a dope solo pair. These guys coming together, popping off. Big congratulations to him.
And the second duo, or the second double qualified player, Nyx, who's in 4th place right here, is double qualified in Brazil as well. So congratulations to X-Own and King from 9Z. He's going to be joining us, or these guys are going to be joining us in New York, and we cannot wait to see you. With that, let's go ahead and punch some tickets, Shio, you're going to be taking the lead here on punching this ticket because this is your region. We talked to you a little bit about Brazil back before. We already punched the EU tickets. This is it right here. Magic hand. Boom.
Hey, no Lupo curse. Nice.
So congratulations to XOwn and King. We will see you guys in New York. But we will go ahead and take a quick break because when we come back, we have NA East to finish up and wrap up. So don't go anywhere.
To the lobby. Let's glide out to the lobby. Let's glide out to the lobby to get your spots and nums.
Burgers from dirt to munch.
Tacos royale with brunch. Red juicy is a tasty treat for Lil Whip, Peely, and Pizza Pete. Let's glide out to the lobby to get your spots and nums. Let's glide out to the lobby to get your spots and nums.
All right, Fortnite fam, we are here for week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers. And just like this Cuddle team leader, we are very excited to be here. The final week of solo competition. Hopefully these players can take a bite out of the competition and really keep it top notch. Codename Elf. Guys, are you ready for week 9, the finals day? Man,
I just had a whole bag of cookies.
a whole bag of cookies.
He's the yes man.
I'm so happy I don't have to be near Zeke for much longer.
We got some qualification. We got a dancing banana too. I want to see Zeke wear that at some point during the World Cup.
Fortnite fam, you guys know I love it when you use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We actually have a social producer that helps sift through all the tweets and all the incredible things you guys send us, and his name is Nick Brown.
All right, guys, my name is Nick Brown, and for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers, I've been working as a social producer. So basically, every time any of the casters say use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, I'm the one who plays defense to make sure that none of those cheeky tweets with bad words end up on the big screen.
All right, Courage, let's go to the kitchen. Let's get ourselves some food.
What we got? Some garlic bread. Is that chicken parmesan? Oh my God, it's chicken parm! Yes! You okay? Do I need to put this one back? Bro, they put garlic bread in front of me. You think I'm not gonna get 3 pizzas? Come on.
What's up, Fortnite fam? It's Squints here, and recently we've been trying to level up the observing, so we challenge our observers to get cool dynamic shots and keeping them smooth and technically awesome. And let's share some of our favorite shots with you guys.
I can't imagine the weight that these competitors must feel on their shoulders.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
Seems like the observers are having a little bit of a competition back there.
All right, observers, let's get it.
And then tried to challenge those fights, and that just freaked me out.
What? Speaking about something freaky.
There is Nick just above Chap's foot. Because apparently that's someone's name in Fortnite. You don't know about that, Jack? No. I mean, you really need to step up your competitive Fortnite knowledge. It's okay though. It's Chap's foot. Like physically, he plays. I hate you.
What's up? It's Monster D-Face. What's up? Yo, Monster. You know you're my favorite?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I told you you were my favorite, would you believe me?
Probably not. We all know Sundown's his favorite, guys. That's a lie, dude. Right there.
What? Dude, it messes me up.
You know, a lot of people ask me what the best part about replay is. It's got to be working next to GFX Becca.
People ask me all the time what the best part about being a graphics operator is.
Someone here specifically that keeps the ball rolling no matter what happens, and his name is Jordan.
What's up, Fortnite fam? My name's Jordan, and I am the production manager on the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. My job includes making sure the production happens smoothly, handling staffing, catering, any technical issues that may arise, making sure everyone else is doing their job.
He's really good at stuff.
We're on a break, and Jeff is going for the high score.
Oh my
God. That's really special. Not for you.
I don't know if you realize it's completely uncontested.
It's over. Week 9's done. Goodbye. Oh, hey there. Sorry, I didn't load in quite fast enough. Hello, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. I'm Zeke, and we are knee-deep in NA East action. Now, the queues are done, so we're going to just take a little bit longer, wrap up, make sure everyone gets out of their games, make sure everything's good, get final standings, and, of course, punch some tickets. But first, what we need is we need some casters. I'm feeling Pookie Face and Bala TW. That sounds pretty good. Let's go with that. I'm about that.
It's like you knew we were coming.
Whoa, don't call me out.
You knew that we were here.
Zeke,
you need to watch that little advertisement with the slurp juice and everything because you were lagged out in the lobby just then. You need to come right back to us.
Bala just, oh my God, Zeke.
Pookie. We've got 5 minutes left in the queue. Zeke is just causing havoc on the stage.
As per usual, Bala.
As per usual.
Oh
but 5 minutes left, NA East. This is the last opportunity. There's 3 spots up for grabs. Who's going to take it? That's the question.
Let's take a look. Games ready?
Let's go ahead into the games and get into the action. It is, again, Reverse and Ninja up on high ground and probably what we expect the 5th zone here. Yeah, position for them.
We already saw a victory royale coming out of this pair, so congratulations to them. They had a 4 elimination victory royale earlier on, so let's see if they'll be able to close this game out. Like you said, we only have 5.5 minutes left to actually queue up for any games in NA East, so this might be their last game.
This could be their last game, and we've been watching quite a lot of them, and I've seen some comments also about, you know, how they're just barely at, like, just barely staying in contention, but they have to have such huge games to really push their way all the way up. Oh my goodness, that is very consequential. That edit down right there onto Fuzzy is somebody who was also pushing the pace, pushing the contention, trying to get towards the top of that leaderboard. Ninja in Reverse try to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and that half-wall edit being extremely strong, knowing that their builds were only attached by one small 1x1 and using it to actually take out an opponent. Now we have Liquid Vivid here with 72 hours, both of them looking very good, sitting on, how much is that?
72 points. That's got to be a good omen.
It's got to be good. I mean, 72 hours, 72 points, what could go wrong? Now that we just said that, Bala.
Yeah, it's a curse.
Jeez.
It's a curse. But regardless, I mean, this team has been playing so crazy, both of them. We've seen clutch moments from Vivid. We've seen clutch moments from 72 Hours. Their utility usage is on point today. And really, what I've been seeing, I've been watching a little bit of 72 in the past couple of weeks. He's been just getting progressively better, both mentally and mechanically. He's just been absolutely dominating anytime he plays. Same thing with Vivid, although Vivid qualified in solos in week 1, so had a little bit of pressure relief from him, but right now he is putting it all and making sure that he's going to bring 72 hours to him, or with him, to New York. There you go, English,
yeah.
easy.
Easy peasy. Now, just to your point, you know, with this being a 10-week online open qualifier, we have seen so many duos as well as solo players really improve over the course of 10 weeks. I think that's really been what's been the most exciting and interesting part to me, is seeing the progression, seeing the evolution of all of these players, and know that, you know, they've been putting in the hours, the practice, the scrims, the arenas. They've been working so hard to make it to New York, and like you said with 72 Hours, it's certainly paying off for him.
It's a combination of all sorts of practice types, arena customs, pro customs, these games themselves, right? Every single weekend that we're playing, we're gaining more experience, as now players are moving in towards that 6th zone. Shadow Bomb's coming as well. He's going to get right back in with Vivid. The edit down from Vivid, because you can't actually edit while you're in shadow form, so he's making sure that he's going to get safe in the box before he becomes apparent and visible to all the players around him again.
Yeah, and using that Shadow Bomb effectively to make sure that he did get in there to safety. He didn't have a ton of HP, but it isn't going to matter. He takes out Balti-sama there with the combat shotgun and is going to use another Shadow Bomb to rotate. Now, Vivid actually went over to his left and circled around. They were split for a little bit of time there, but it doesn't matter. Again, no edits there for 72, but he is going to be picked up by his teammate Vivid and is going to be able to shield up safely.
Getting ahead of the pack a little bit, Vivid is, as 72 Hours looks right back and knows that that path is ready for him to come with Vivid. That's a strategy that these duos are constantly using and pioneered by Zexro and Vinny themselves. These are the first people who really started to start pathing for each other, which is Zexro and Vinny pathing for each other, and then one player staying back. That's how they got those high elimination games around Winter Royale, TwitchCon, and the like.
Yeah, and just taking a look at all of the names in here, you know, we have Flossin, who unfortunately did just go down to Flux, Reverse UK, Ninja, Vivid, 72 Hours, Zexro, and Vinny. This is a huge lobby, but players are dropping so quickly. We only have 11 players remaining, 8 duos in total. Zexro and Vinny looking very good here with their positioning. They have a ton of mats, a ton of utility. They're looking really good right now, Bala.
Looking really good, that's for sure. I saw Vivid go down in the feed, so looking for 72 Hours still, but Zexro just bringing the pressure right onto Reverse, knowing that he can capitalize on this elimination, and then Vinny also having the path still, knowing that he can get right back to his teammate with the good awareness to realize he's getting shot from above. Now, going to take the slurps, take some time to realize his situation. They're in top 5 in terms of duos right now, so all the point thresholds are clear. He's going to take out Kwanzi and then Flex right in the corner. Perfect pinch there from Vinny and Zexro, and perfect opportunity to take that, but still getting pressured from all angles. Pookie.
Yeah, and they are on mid-ground right now. They are getting pressure, but it doesn't matter. It's like they're playing on a completely different level right now. Their awareness in these builds is absolutely incredible. They own everything here, so being able to utilize the edits to drop down and control mid-ground the way they are, it's almost like low ground, but you've got a little bit of wiggle room to work with.
A little bit of wiggle room to work with. We're coming into the final players here. The edits coming in at the same time from Vinny and Zexro there. Perfect opportunity taken onto SETI. 5 players remaining, 3 total duos. They're completely on low ground right now, and they've got barely any more mats to work with. But guess who is still in the game? It's 72 Hours, still up on the highest point in the game, I believe. But hold on, a bunch of players making a play with the launch pad. Vinny's already up there, but Leo is going to take it. They're going to knock him down and force an engagement. Everything is going down. It's now Zexro and Vinny who take complete control of that situation. It's all on to 72 Hours down on low ground. Is he going to be able to clutch up against 2 of the most prolific fraggers in the game? These guys are known for grabbing tons of high elimination games. Right now, they're all waiting for it. The turret's going to come down, and that's not going to be anything that you want to see from 72 Hours. Zexro and Vinny clean up, and they're on their way to New York, too.
Congratulations to the TSM boys. You love to see it, but you can see in that match ball at the very end how quickly that shifted. You know, 72 Hours had high ground, and one launch pad changed the whole face of that game, and he was then essentially on ultimate low ground. Unfortunately for him, Vinny and Zexro were up there, and that was that.
I've got to question whether that engagement is really going to mean one of those duos is going to qualify versus the other, right? It comes down 4 points are left, or actually 5 points for 72 Hours are left on the board there from that Victory Royale.
Here we are.
We could have taken out Zexro and Vinny at the same time, but another thing is Zexro dealing with that tendonitis. He is not looking like he has any sort of issues today. He's been worried about his career, his future. For now, he's pushing his way, making sure he's playing through. And that's been something he's been dealing with, but we also just saw Skyte and Vato in EU qualify, and he is also dealing with that situation. He actually posted a long-winded explanation about his confidence, his tendonitis issues, and how it led up from week 1 all the way up to week 10.
And I mean, you know what? Today is game day, Bala. So these guys know, you know, the adrenaline has to be pumping with them. You know, so any kind of pain or discomfort he's in may just be pushed to the wayside, might not even be at the forefront of his mind. He is trying to get as many games in as he can, play as hard as he can so that he can get that spot in New York. But kudos to him for kind of playing through and pushing through. That just shows how much these games and these tournaments and the World Cup essentially means to these players.
Now into this game, the fifth zone about to close that half in, half out right around the block. And Pookie, we're getting close to that placement threshold, that top 15.
Yeah, we're getting close. There are still 32 players, 17 duos remaining. Only a couple of solo players here, so we're gonna have to see how this shakes out. I love getting into these endgame situations when there's still so many duos alive, and just like that, Ken Kyer Moth goes down to Holo King, just absolutely not aware that both of these players were in the box right below him.
It almost felt like he was a little too overconfident, actually, maybe seeing that they're there, seeing that they're taking his wall, seeing that they're approaching his stairs, and not really caring and saying, hey, I want to still challenge this. I want to make sure that I have this space.
Oh, and up at the top, here we have Outlet and Turkey Lips up there on high ground. Outlet using the combat shotgun there to try and take some shots. Isn't going to connect, but is going to make a play for this high ground up the side of this mountain. Now, he does have a ton of materials, but we can see, we've seen time and time again how quickly those go when you are having to traverse these very hilly terrains. He is taking shots down below him, and he has covered above him, so he is very, very safe right now. Turkey Lips is actually behind him, also doing a little bit of work, trying to get some shots in on other players, so they're in a good position right now.
Exactly what they're at. They had so much time off the side of this hill, not finding any eliminations just yet. But a perfect opportunity taken, and they tried to get it. But again, remember, queues are closed now for NA East. The 5-minute timer that we talked about earlier is definitely closed up, and now Outlet getting right into the thick of things. He's going to take out Hoax and his duo right away, seeing that opportunity and seizing it.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if you know this, Paula, but Outlet and I are actually very good friends, and he carries me so many times. So seeing him play like this gives me confidence, and I know that I'm going to have more wins in my future, you know?
Well, we know you have a crazy amount of wins, Pookie. Something that I definitely don't have that many wins.
I mean, it's just a win, Paula. You know, you can edit like no one's business, so, you know.
Victory Royale is a victory royale, one of the most important things in Fortnite. You know, it makes me jealous. But regardless, these guys are all looking for it to get towards New York right now. Demo and Bizzle, we saw them have such an important clutch performance getting towards the end with a couple of different players. But here, Demo picking up Sunny. Is it their time to shine? Demo and Bizzle right now looking exactly and taking stock of what is around them, looking to see can